Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? I'm ready to race and to get beat. Cause that's what's been happening. Sorry for no face cam, guys. My webcams are not working today. Or it's not that they're not working, but I switched them around and unplugged some things and yeah, it didn't work. So, you have a Nintendo Switch logo instead. So we have some spots available if you guys want to join. Patreon members, so the guys that were in here, they knew about this about an hour ago, so that's kind of the benefit. Keeping to my word, PE Arena, PE Live is still going to be free for everyone to join in. But if you're a Patreon member, you will get in on the action early. Like we've been playing for about a good 20 minutes or so. So you can get in on the action early. You'll be able to get in before everyone else. Because when more people, file out or start coming out to these, which people do, but yeah. So yeah, benefits. That's the benefits. Did that not hit him? Ridiculous. Oh, okay, I'm bumping into stuff. Should have threw that earlier. Anyway. So yeah. Consider signing up. Also, if you see in the corner, we have a Breath of the Wild amiibo giveaway. Anyone who signs up before May 31st, you can win that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Guardian amiibo. If you live in the U.S., I'll ship it to you. If you live in like other parts of the world, like if you live in like UK or anything like that, you win the giveaway, I can't ship it out to you, but I can get you a $20 eShop gift card. So that's still pretty good. I'm just trying to get out of the way. $20 on anything that you want to spend it on the eShop. So how'd that not go anywhere? How'd that not go anywhere? That went nowhere. I was just trying to drift. Just trying to drift. Oh my god, there's a bomb. Yo, shout out. Oh god, no. Green Shell Killer? No, not today. Oh! Maybe today. Maybe today. Okay, third. Another thing, guys, I am so excited about the response that we've had to our Patreon campaign. 25 Patreons, although I think some of those are holdovers from my last Patreon campaign. I've contacted all of them and told them to cancel out your Patreon and re-employ. Is that Twilight Bites? I don't know, it looks like it's me. But anyway, dude, we're almost at our first goal on Patreon. Like, I just started today. It said 70 out of 100. Well, we're near there. We're like halfway, whatever the case is. And once we hit $100 on Patreon, you guys get an exclusive ninja training video. You guys want to know why I'm the Hokage? I'll show you guys. So you get an exclusive ninja training video of me dressed in full Hokage gear. And I will make sure to give you guys a teaser since we're getting close to that goal. So I'll give you guys a teaser of that, I'll make a teaser of that Hokage training video. I think you guys will like it. Yo, what up, Twilight? I thought that was you. Three, two, one, go! Alright, ooh, skyward. Got someone from the UK in here. Skyward from the UK. Shout outs. Whoa, Twilight. So aggressive. So aggressive. Oh. Oh, come on. Green shall kill us out here. Oh. Somebody join via voice chat? Not sure if someone joined via voice chat or not. I heard a... I don't know.
It's me.
Hey, what up? Oh, you know what? I don't think I have the what's it called, the Discord hooked up to where the live stream can hear it too.
I guess,
I'll get it hooked up right now, though. It's not a big deal.
I guess that's something that's gonna have to be fixed later on, huh?
No, I can do it right now, right after this race. It's not a big deal. I just have to enable it.
So how often?
Go ahead.
Kart 8 tournaments that you hold?
How often?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll just do them as we go along. We'll probably have like, at least 2 tournaments a week.
Have my Switch yet though. I do plan on getting mine though come this June.
Nice. You can get in on it then.
If there's still enough left in stock, it just keeps disappearing every time I try to get one.
Yeah, you gotta get out there a little early.
I know, well, it's funny, the week of Mario Kart 8's release date, I almost, repeat, almost had it in my grasp.
Oh, I do.
But
okay.
I mean by almost...
Never mind. Everyone says that they can hear you.
Oh, that's great. I'm very happy to hear that.
So never mind. I thought I don't have. Did I have the Discord thing on here? I don't see the Discord in my.
No, I didn't.
Well, on like on my obs, like how I actually set up my live stream. Usually, what you have to do is you have to put it in the background. But apparently, they can hear you, so whatever.
Oh, well, I'm sorry about that. Either way, I really missed talking to you like this. This is great to do.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hey, John, I have a question. Did you? Because I know I have some people on my Patreon that like you were on my Patreon from last month or not from last year. Did you like cancel it out then reinitiate it, or what?
Yeah, because what happened was my previous credit card expired due to different reasons, and so because I got a new one, I had to reinstate it. And besides, I didn't want you to think that I was ripping you off or anything. I didn't
want to think that I was ripping you guys off. It's the other way around, because the thing about it is that like whenever I reinitiated my Patreon, I thought it canceled out everyone who was on there before, so I made sure that I wasn't getting any money from you guys and everything like that. But then when I reinitiated it, it said that all of you guys were still there, so I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute. None of you guys agreed to do this time, so that's why I sent all of you guys a message on Patreon. I tried to look and make sure that my that Patreon wasn't charging you guys, after I had exited out. So it was actually the other way around. I was trying to make sure that I didn't rip you guys off, because I had like 12 people or something, and it still says the people who were on there from last time, even though it's canceled out and I'm not taking any money from them or anything, it still says that you guys are on there for some reason. So I just wanted to make sure that I just wanted to make sure that nothing was happening to where you got ripped off or anything like that.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that complicated. Well, I guess what I wanted to say was that I had a little incident last year with my PC that I don't want to go into detail about that involved my credit card getting hijacked, and so that's why I ended up getting a new one.
Oh yeah, well it's always good just to make sure that none of that stuff, you don't want people hacking you and all that, right?
Yeah, that's exactly why I fixed my pledge. That's why I wanted to let you know that I was still very much in on this.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everything was nothing happened there.
Oh, nothing at all. And besides, you've been very good to talk to, and I really miss the communications between us like this anyway.
Oh, definitely. That's why I want. That's part of the reason why I wanted to bring it back. Oh, look, a bear.
And it looks like we have another commenter on here. Somebody named S Sweeney 1341.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, this is my name's Sean. I'm a new guy.
What's up, Sean?
How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Just enjoying the times. Play some Mario Kart.
Definitely.
I'll be able to play with.
Oh,
Place
you
pal.
can take that
Thanks,
shell
Sean.
though. You can take that shell though, Sweeney or Sean.
Same thing.
Thanks for backing us on Patreon, man. I do appreciate the support.
Oh, no problem. I've been noticing just like how YouTube's been kind of like screwing a couple people over on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I see like. I follow like several people on YouTube, and I appreciate all you guys do and the content you make. And it's like I don't want to see you guys to stop, so I figured I'd help you out.
Thank you, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, YouTube's getting. I mean, it's getting back to a little bit, how it was before. But yeah, definitely revenue and RPM and everything went down when idiots were kind of ruining it for us, like racists and things like that, putting up stupid content. I'm getting destroyed. Putting up stupid content, and then all of a sudden, advertisers are looking at that because ads are going up on those stupid videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not moderation on there, so it screws over everyone. Like, and it's such a small percentage of people too. It's like such the smallest percent of people putting up stuff like that, but yet everyone suffers for it.
Yeah. Like I even noticed that some people that I heard some people that try and just do Call of Duty channels that they might even get hit because. Since it's like based in World War II, there are Nazis and everything. They might get demonetized just for that.
Yeah,
it's a video game from like way back when.
Dude,
like,
there's been all sorts of stuff. It's been like if your title of your video says anything like any type of suggestive language or anything, even like Nazis or anything like that, you like automatically like disabled or demonetized or dismonetized or whatever it was. And like sometimes it was even normal videos that weren't nothing was bad with them. Like there was a lot of stuff going on because YouTube freaked out, after big sponsors were leaving. But
regrettably, I feel like that such hatred has just recently resurfaced over the last few months, and it really makes me sad.
Yeah,
just today in my hometown of Highland Park, I found out that 4 Indonesian people have recently been detained, and it absolutely breaks my heart to see that.
Detained for what?
It's hard to say. It's very, very complicated. But apparently they would be detained if they didn't turn in their passports.
Oh,
they did,
okay.
but they still got detained.
Immigration.
It's really messed up.
Immigration. Is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely messed up. We clearly chose the wrong man to be in charge of.
Whoa! Let's not get into that here. I don't want to get this video demonetized or something for talking about.
Come on, forget that I said that. Let's move away from politics. Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, people get so angry about politics. I figured that out after JonTron, dude. I was like, okay, I'm done.
Well, I hate to admit it, but some of my own relatives have differing opinions from me too. So now that I realize that I may have inadvertently stepped on some people's toes without meaning to, I'll back off from that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Everyone's going to have a different opinion. I think that's the biggest thing is just making sure you respect people's opinions. You might not agree with them, but at least, you could simply just like respect their opinion, and what they feel. But we're not always going to agree on stuff. That's what makes us different, right? That's why there's an election in the first place. So that's why we have, we have multiple people. I mean, if it wasn't, then it'd be like what? It'd be like, like China or something like that, right? To where it's just like one dude. So it's good that we have an election and we have people get to pick, and you have freedom of choice,
Absolutely, that's the way it should be. It should always be each to their own. It shouldn't be either you think this or you don't think that way at all.
Exactly.
No, I don't believe
Exactly.
Sick anyway.
Nice. Well, I mean, outside of the whole YouTube thing, I mean, like I said, it is getting better though. It's not like it's like super bad, but like there was like a big dip in like revenue because of that, But they're coming back, like Johnson & Johnson. Like I used to see a ton of Johnson & Johnson ads, on my videos. At least I would see some, and like they disappeared, and I'm like, man, I like Johnson & Johnson. They make some good lotion. I was like, they're leaving, and then like Pepsi. I used to see Pepsi commercials, and then like they're gone, and like they're just being really strict with what they do, which is rightfully so. I mean, like that's the last thing you want, especially Pepsi after that whole that whole Kendall Jenner thing. Like Pepsi's definitely not trying.
I remember I realized it was a hoax afterwards, but I saw Coca-Cola like had a tweet. It was fake, but Coca tweet. I was like, Kendall Jenner, where you at? Like right after they pulled that thing, I was like, power move.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think people are being too sensitive about that one, but I mean, whatever, Like, but seriously, like the next time you are gonna get your butt kicked by a police officer, just hand them the Pepsi, and you'll probably be okay. I mean, you might get away scot free if you just hand them the Pepsi.
Well, there was someone out in Berkeley when there was like a couple of things going out around. Some guy was going out with Pepsi cans trying to hand it out to people that were like fighting. It was like trying to calm it down. So, like he had a bunch of pictures with Pepsi cans holding them out like, here, it'll fix it. No, it won't.
Nice. Yeah, oh, we got almost how many people we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey guys, we have some more slots of slot. Oh man, be careful what you say here. Got some more slots available. We've got some more slots available, so if you guys want to join in, go ahead and join in. I'd say if we had some of what I thought that I was about to say, let's say people would be signing up like crazy.
Hopefully it will not be too long before I get my Switch so that I can join you guys on another Mario Kart tournament. It really looks so cool.
Oh yeah, it's super fun to play Mario Kart. Have voice chat like this, I think it's cool. And I just gotta say thank you to all the people that have been watching and stuff. Like the support for the channel has just been really, really good over the past.
Absolutely. Yeah. I always like it whenever I see a lot of loyal people respond in kind.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But I promise I will get a Switch. I almost had it that
almost.
when I was going to order it on. Yeah, at BestBuy.com. I thought I finally had one in the cart, and I was just about to click on the checkout. I did.
It was gone.
No more.
Swoop.
Yeah, I was too late, unfortunately. But I'll find one. I swear I will.
Yeah,
but I swear I've never seen a system in this high demand since regular Wii. I mean, this is incredible.
I would probably say like PlayStation 4 was maybe the last thing that was maybe similar to it was PlayStation 4.
And apparently it's sold just about as well as it did. And
yeah.
How long has it been? About 1 or 2 months? Or
It's just over 2 months now.
Just over 2 months. We're going into the 3rd month here, right? Or
just so amazed at how well this system just keeps on going. It's a huge relief, especially after what happened with their last system. And frankly, I feel like that they really needed a big hit like this. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened.
I think it was going to happen. I don't think it was really going to, after I saw the concept, and I started seeing like, the plan for the games and everything, I was like, okay, this is definitely going to be, minimum, 3DS, like, or minimum like right under, 3DS. I knew it was going to be, successful because what they were touted as a portable and it's both, that you get both of them. And the 3DS is kind of
really
old.
Cool.
The 3DS is old, so I knew it was going to be a success. But maybe I didn't know if it was going to be like this much of a success, but I knew it was going to be a success.
That it's this makes me really happy too, because it means the more it sells, the more games we get. I mean, come on, that's the reason why we got a lot of games in the first place. Why didn't Wii U get so many games in the first place? Because it did poorly. That's why.
Yeah. Hey, Sean, did you get your Switch on launch day, or did you have to get it afterwards?
Yeah, I got it on launch day. Funny thing is when they announced the release date, that March 3rd was the same day my family was going on vacation somewhere where I was flying out at like 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course I'm a huge Zelda fan, so I've been down for the new Zelda game.
Oh, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is absolutely breathtaking. It's simply awesome. So
when I realized that it was going to be like releasing that same day when I was flying out, I was going to be gone for about a week. So like I was like, I'm not waiting a whole another week just to play Zelda where I've already been waiting for 2.5 years for this game.
Yeah,
so,
well,
thankfully I was like calling up, like get my GameStop, like, do you want to do midnight? Are you going to do midnight? And then like 3 days before they said, yeah, we're doing midnight. I'm like, thank God. So
nice.
So I actually was playing it on the airplane the entire time in my hotel room whenever I got the chance.
Dude, that's so cool. See that, and that's the power of it being like a portable and a console. Like you can do stuff like that.
The possibility of hearing you guys describe it makes me even more eager to get one. I mean, I actually have both the Switch and Wii U versions of Breath of the Wild, and even though I only can play it on the Wii U, I gotta say, even with supposed frame rate dips, it's still an absolutely phenomenal game, period. I feel like the Nintendo really outdid themselves with this one.
Yeah, that's really good.
It was
That's-
actually funny. One of my friends, he has the Wii U version, and I was in his room with my Switch playing Zelda. So he was playing Zelda and the Wii U, and I was playing Zelda on mine. We actually went to different locations to try to see, comparing the images. It was pretty cool.
Somebody else
what a
join?
hilarious coincidence.
Did somebody else join?
It looks
yeah, I'm a Patreon.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
How's it going? Thanks for joining in on the voice chat here.
Yep, I just joined in on the tournament too.
Nice, nice. What's the name in the tournament name?
The tourney number.
No, oh sorry, my bad. Your name on the stream. I can't look at the computer right now and I can't see your name. So what's your name in the chat?
right here on
The
Discord.
Okay.
Right here on Discord, it says BF.
Oh yeah, I know. I have that like default. I can change it right now.
No, you don't have to change it. It's cool, dude.
Oh.
It's whatever. It's just casual. Just come through chat, hang out.
As long as it's just as long as the casual mood, the conversation mood is very casual. Because as a moderator of PlayerEssence, I do maintain the right to try to.
You maintain the right to arrest people? Are you gonna arrest some people?
What I mean by that is, I want to make sure that I mean, you saw how I acted on the comments some the other days. I've been basically trying to keep people from getting too aggressive with each other because I realized that as a moderator, one of the things that I really like doing is to keeping things peaceful so that things don't get too
Do things
crazy.
get you know what? Half the time I'm not looking in my chat, like for things I am and I'm not. Like whenever I'm doing like live streams like this, I mean I look at the chat, but while I'm racing I don't. So does it get pretty rowdy in there? Like I don't know.
It's hard to say. It's off and on. I mean, I know
Okay.
that last time there was that troll guy. I forget what he was, but nonetheless, I also contributed to giving him a timeout.
Gave him the G
I
tab.
had to.
Oh, you gave him a timeout.
Yeah, that's what the feature says on. Oh wait, here it is, right here. I actually have the YouTube channel here right now. For some reason on my computer, it seems to go off and
shout
on.
outs to the
It's on
person.
right now.
Shout outs to the person who just subscribed. I can't. I gotta pull this whole thing off of my chat, or sorry, off of my computer screen so I can see like the chat and all that. But my Nightbot is up right now, and it's covered up my whole screen. I can't see anything. That's why I was asking like who just joined and all that. My bad. I want to try to win the race because I'm doing horribly.
We have somebody on here on AUGMC saying the Wii U got no games later because all the games were released at launch. Well, no. What happened was,
No, I think he's somewhat joking. He's joking.
no, what really happened was, I think they put out all the wrong games at launch, and so nobody went out and purchased it then. I mean, if you're going to have ports of games like Batman Arkham City and Call of Duty Assassin's Creed, they should have been released a little bit later after the Wii U found its audience, if it found its audience, not beforehand. Otherwise, it was a recipe for disaster.
Disaster.
And that is being very, very polite. I remember that first year of Wii U very well. I was constantly trying to tell myself, this is not going to turn out badly. This is not going to turn out badly. It's going to turn out fine.
Did
to
you
the point where I was getting very delusional.
Did you click your heels 3 times too? Will you say that?
No, unfortunately, I
Now you're about to make a wish.
Do you guys honestly?
so badly disappointing. It really crushed me that year. But
Hold up.
luckily, I
What
got
were you
higher
saying?
hopes.
Hold up. What were you about to say?
Yeah, it really I was just so disappointed, that first year. But luckily, I have higher hopes for Switch.
No,
I mean,
I meant
come on.
I meant beef.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Beef.
They-
It's it's burrito, but spelled like weirdly.
You mean like the popular Mexican food of the same name?
That was the most politically correct way of saying burrito. The popular Mexican food.
I've heard of I've heard of people using character names as usernames, but hearing somebody use a username,
Dude,
that's
John,
a real first
dude,
time
John,
for me.
you messed up my freaking super boost at the beginning because I was laughing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No,
Hey, I appreciate it at least.
well, what were you about to say, a burrito?
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say, I was gonna ask you guys, do you guys honestly think that Nintendo like needs actually release third party like to succeed? Because I can see like with Switch, they seem to be doing good right now.
The best answer I can get to that question is yes, for the most part, but they have to be very careful about how they do it. If they throw everything out there like they did in Wii U Year 1, then nobody will buy them. But on the other hand, yes, a system with only first-party support, it's destined to not really do very well. So third-party support of some kind is absolutely necessary. Now, if that's said, do they need everything? No, but they do need as much as possible, and they better be good games too.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's definitely necessary. I mean, and it depends on what you consider success. Like, Nintendo could probably sell 40 million Nintendo Switches based on just crazy first-party output. But is 40 million, is that successful to them? Well, no, because, Kimishima said they want to sell 100 million. So they're shooting a lot higher. So then I would say that, third-party is definitely...
That's a very ambitious goal to hit 100 million. The Wii was the last time that did something like that. I don't know if
your goals are supposed to be ambitious. I don't like when people say, "Oh, well, that's stupid. Why is he saying that?" What do you want him to say? "Oh, we're only going to sell 2 million?" Goals are supposed to be ambitious. When I was in high school, I'm like, okay, well, I want to be a first-team All-American in the country. Was that ambitious? Yeah. But I still set the goal. Did I get it? No. But I was still set that, okay, I'm going to be first-team All-America, that's what I wanted, but it didn't happen. But you still set that goal. I was still first-team, All-State. But no, I was second team All-State. But still, it's you want to set a goal very high. You don't want to set a low goal. You want to set a high goal and strive to achieve that goal. Yeah. So
from what I can see, I think the Switch is very well on its way to being a Wii from what I can see so far. It's a little too early to say, but I'm very encouraged by the good start.
I do want to add, though, that I think Nintendo Switch, it needs the right type of third parties. It doesn't need every single third-party game in the world. It would be nice, but we all know that's not going to happen. So I mean, it would.
Well, the primary problem is that Nintendo spent a lot of gens damaging a lot of third-party relationships, particularly in the West, because I noticed a lot of.
I don't really think I don't really think that Western support is absolutely crucial. I think Japanese support is more crucial than anything. Some Western support is good. You obviously want to have some of the games, but it's just the fact that a lot of people who play Western games are just going to want to play on PS4, Xbox One, PC. Those have better graphics, things like that.
Yeah,
it's just a fact,
Absolutely. Japanese third-party support. I absolutely agree with it. I mean, a lot of the games that I played on NES and Super NES that I grew up with, those were mostly games by the likes of Konami, Capcom, and Square Enix. Those are the guys who I think you really want to go after. As far as Activision and the others are concerned, well, it's important to have them on, but I don't think they're as important, but I don't want to downplay them either. But basically, I want there to be a better situation for this system than there ever was for...
What up, Nintendo Ultra? Sorry, I gotta say. Wait, I bought Zelda. Go get some.
Oh, wait. It looks like Nintendo Ultra just left a... What's this? Googly eyes over here?
Googly eyes. I don't know. Okay, guys, sorry about my Nightbot. My Nightbot is threatening people in the chat.
Nightbot. What's a Nightbot? What are you talking about?
You can set up bots to put messages in your chat. It's called Nightbot, which is it's an application. And you can set them up in your chat, and apparently
I'm still learning.
Apparently, one of them was threatening Zelda in the chat, "Hey, you're putting too many capitalizations on things. You better stop it." I was like, "What the?" I was like, "What is this?"
Speaking of Zelda, when I was at work today, I work with kids in an after-school program. I overheard two of my kids not my kids, but the kids I work with. I heard two kids having an argument over whether Zelda was female or not, and I was like, Duh! Of course she's female. Come on, it's
Fem-
Princess
wait,
Zelda.
female or not?
It's a she.
Are they getting like confused again with Zelda again?
Well, I really don't. I forget what it was, but anyway, they were just being very silly. I took it with a grain of salt, but I felt very tempted to chime in and say, no, Zelda is clearly a she. I mean, come on, she spends most of the games basically being kidnapped. Ocarina of Time, where she gets to do a little bit more, like disguise herself as Sheik, or any of your Zelda games where she does a little bit more than that. I'm out of.
What'd you say? I didn't hear.
Well, Zelda is very, very important in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I haven't actually gotten super far in Breath of the Wild, but yes, from what I can see, she definitely seems to have a much more important role. I mean, at the risk of giving any spoilers, I think I've realized that she is basically Link's inner guide, so to speak, kind of like what Navi was in Ocarina of Time.
Okay, I got a communication error. Okay.
Yeah, I also got kicked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got kicked out.
What?
I'm in, but like I'm waiting.
Does anybody know how to run? Dude, these tournaments are weird. Like, it uses military time, right, for the tournaments, and I'll put like, okay, it starts at 3:30, and I even went into my own room at 3:32, and was like, okay, I'm trying to get into the room, and it says, oh, the tournament hasn't started yet. I put it from 3:30 to I think like 5:30, 16. So yeah, so I put it like 3:30 to 5:30. I've been disconnected. And it says that it's not started yet. I was like, why is it not started yet? Like,
Maybe you need to reprogram the time to have it start. I don't know what happened.
I did. I went into my own Switch and I was like, okay, well, let me make sure the time is, Pacific time, or let me make sure everything's good. And,
I thought all the internet problems would be worked out with this new system.
Why would that happen? Why would that? Well, usually with internet issues like this, it can happen on any. No game's ever going to be perfect. Whenever you play COD, whenever you play anything, there's always going to be some type of communication error. There's always going to be something. Nothing's ever going to work 100%, and like that's every single game.
You do have a point, though, but at least Nintendo is being very gradual about unleashing the updates as far as I can see. I think with Wii U, they tried to do too much of everything, and it kind of blew up in their faces.
Potentially, or they just didn't really have the infrastructure set up, for modern online, which their infrastructure still isn't set up for modern online at this point. It's not going to be ready till the fall, so.
I read the article about Epic and Nintendo putting Unreal Engine that was just put up yesterday. I was really, really blown away. It was so insightful, and to me, it just told so much of a better story than all the assumptions that I've seen from some people combined. It shows that Epic Games had always wanted to work with Nintendo, but because of their own esoteric choices in terms of how to design consoles, that was very, very difficult. So, ultimately, I think it was a good thing that Nintendo decided to try to accommodate to them instead of being here. We have a system. You make games for us.
Yeah, I don't think they really had a choice after Wii U and even 3DS to an extent. I don't think they really had a choice. They kind of had to just kind of go by with what everyone else was doing. Kind of. Well, they still didn't completely follow, but they just used better architecture. That's more more common. So.
That Japanese third-party support is really, really important, too. I mean, I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again.
Sorry. I almost fell off the track.
Are you
Story
on
of this track?
or what?
What's up?
Are you on the tournament right now? Because what?
I'm in the tournament. I'm in something.
I don't see you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know dude. These tournaments are wacky. I don't know what's going on. When we do
We have more than enough people to have 2 different lobbies now.
Shout outs, thanks for the subscription. I'll read off who that was in just a second. Thank you, I appreciate that. While you're at it, since you're subscribing to me, you can always check out my Patreon page, guys. If you see in the right hand side of the screen, there is a Breath of the Wild amiibo giveaway. Based on what tier you pledge at, you can get multiple entries or a single entry into that giveaway on May
really awesome.
on May 31st. So yeah, that should be cool.
Speaking of amiibo, for my birthday, which happened not too long ago, aside from getting Breath of the Wild, I also got an 8-bit Link amiibo. You know, an amiibo featuring Link as he looked like in regular Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought that because I heard that tapping it by using it in the game, you can actually get Link to don his classic outfit.
Yeah.
And I tried it, and I thought it was really, really cool. I like how I just think the way that they operated the whole infrastructure of Breath of the Wild was just very, very clever. In a way, it feels different from the past Zelda games, but in some other ways, it feels very similar. I like how they balanced a mixture between the new and the old. I think with the previous entries, all great games, don't get me wrong, I think they were trying a little bit too hard with trying to figure out what worked and what didn't. But I think with Breath of the Wild, they finally hit that sweet spot, which is why it's doing so well, even in Japan, where Zelda doesn't usually do very well.
I'll take that second place back, Skyward. Ha.
Yeah, seriously.
I agree. Yeah, the Zelda, it's really good. It's really good. Good stuff. Nintendo Ultra coming into the chat. Shout outs to Nintendo Ultra.
You know what's funny? I'm in a tournament with him. Right now.
Oh, you're in a tournament with him? Okay, well, we got 2 ones running, so that's cool. Okay, so is it Rydre Johnson? Shout outs, man. Thank you so much for the subscription, homie. I do appreciate that. All of you guys that are on Patreon at this point, you guys' names will be scrolling across on underneath, right by the support us on Patreon. I wanted to get that set up before this whole thing started, but it just something wasn't working, so I wasn't able to get all of you guys' names in. So I was like, man, I have to put in like 30 names or something like that. So on the next live stream on Wednesday, for sure, you guys' names will be scrolling across for showing you guys the support. So I do appreciate that.
What will you be doing on the next live stream? I'm curious.
I don't know. Probably Mario Kart again.
Okay, well, that sounds great. I mean, it's a really fun game. I mean, even on the Wii U, I remember playing on those tournaments, and it was just so much fun to do.
Yeah,
it was almost like going on a roller coaster ride.
Well, the zero gravity. And Skyward is destroying us, by the way. Jesus. Well, I got kicked out. I would have had more.
Oh, great.
What stage are you guys doing now? Because I'm not actually watching the stream right here just to save memory so that I can chat with you guys.
Yo,
right now I'm on Rainbow Road.
What the hell is happening? Like, there's like 2 running at the same time.
Yeah, there's 2 running at the same time. There was a communication error, and that messed things up, but there was multiple ones. I think there's some people that are actually playing in like the live tournament that counts points, and there's some people that are playing in the practice tournament, like to where you can like before it starts. So
yeah, I was in the practice tournament. I think I got up to like 130 points. All gone.
Yeah, when we do the like the prize tournaments, it's all going to be by player matches. So it's not going to be using this stupid system because it's going to screw us all up, and people are going to know who's first and communication errors. So we're going to do it by friend code, of course, and by sign-ups to where you sign up for it ahead of time. And if we have more than 12 people, then we'll do 2 rounds.
Oh, look at this. Quake SRK has just said that, for the record, ARMS is available on Amazon Prime now. It has the actual date. That's the next big Switch title to come out, isn't it?
First party, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so, because this month is going to be, let me see, it's Disgaea 5, Street Fighter 2, and anything else? I keep forgetting. What's next?
Street Fighter. Well, what's next is Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Oh, right.
Even before Minecraft, we have NBA Playgrounds is tomorrow, and then on Thursday it's Minecraft, and then the following week, so next week I think, or the week after, it's Thumper. And then...
Oh, right, Thumper. I saw that on the GoNintendo.com website.
Right after that, it's Disgaea 5, and then Street Fighter to finish May.
Speaking of which, I wanted to ask. I am Setsuna. I am very interested in trying out that game. Is it any good?
Is it worth $40? Probably not.
mean, I've already played on the PC. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's good.
That's good to know.
It's good. I just don't like the fact that they didn't bring a physical copy over, and then it's just priced higher. I mean, obviously, okay, of course, it's gonna be priced higher than the PS4 and PC versions. Those versions are older. Now the tournament's open. This thing is stupid.
What the heck?
This thing is stupid. Freaking who?
So Busty Mike says that I should be a voice actor. I sound like a cartoon character. That's very flattering. Yeah, it's my dream to be a voiceover artist. But sometimes I have to be a little bit careful about how I talk. I don't like anybody to think that I'm a weirdo or anything.
What's wrong with being a weirdo?
Yeah, I am.
That's like 95% of the gaming population.
My girlfriend and I literally date each other because we're the same level of weirdness. That's what we tell each other.
It's like, what's wrong with being a weirdo? That's why gamers like online communication, because if any weird stuff happens, you're not next to the person. They're online. Nothing can happen to you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being weird. I'm weird as hell. Nobody likes me because I'm weird.
That's weird because, I actually have a lot of friends that I'm really good friends with. And a lot of them pretty much say the same thing. You should definitely go out for voiceovers. The problem is that it's so competitive.
Yeah. Competitive.
Chances of actually getting cast in something is basically 9 out of 10. I learned the hard way that 9 times out of 10...
Hold on, I gotta answer a question real quick. It says, Swaggy Ninja says, my freaking sub isn't showing. So you subscribed and it's not showing on the stream? Oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that, dude. My bad. It should. If you're a resub, it might not show, though. So if you already subscribed, then unsubscribed, then resubscribed, it might not show.
I believe it could be because they might have their settings on YouTube set to private.
Oh, I see.
There is something to be said about setting it to private sometimes, because there is a saying that sometimes it's okay to have your own space and to make sure that you don't share out too much so that you don't get any strange psychos who might, try to,
like hack or things like that,
Yeah, exactly, because I'm all for being very, very respectful of other people, but I also like to, but I'm also aware that I, need my own space sometimes, too, so I'm somewhere in between.
Yeah. So maybe that's it. We don't know. I'll figure it out. Make sure. But it seems like it's still working for everyone else, though, so I don't know. It's all good. It's not a big deal. It's not like a super big deal. It's just his name's not showing up on the screen for subscribing. Which, I'm grateful for the subscription, and I'll see what I can do to make sure it shows up next time. Alright, let's go.
Also, out of curiosity, I watched a gameplay video of Resident Evil 7, and my impression of it is I'm kind of split. I have mixed feelings on what I see of it. On one hand, it looks like they really got the gothic and frightening atmosphere of it right. A better feel than they had for the last ones, but it doesn't feel quite the same as Resident Evil. It's kind of, I don't know, I'm 50-50. I haven't played that game, but it does feel like they are trying to bring it back to its roots while at the same time trying something new. It's almost like, I don't know.
I would say this green shell's gonna hit me.
I will say this, though, that Resident Evil 7, from what I can see, it looks like a much better and much more consistent game than Resident Evil 6 was. When I was playing that game, it started off pretty good, but toward the end of that game, I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't feel like Resident Evil, because it was going so off rails. Leon's Kennedy was suddenly starting to feel like a super fast live-action Call of Duty thing.
I have one rule on my live streams. You don't bring up Resident Evil 6.
What?
That's the...
You have one what?
What?
That's the one rule that I have, is that you don't bring up Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
Don't bring what?
Don't bring up Resident Evil 6. That game. Don't mention that game on my stream. I really hate that game. I don't know.
I'm just saying that I agree. They overcooked that one.
I understand, but the rule is that you don't bring up that game on stream. I don't want to hear about Resident Evil 6 because trust me, I'll go off on a tangent on that game. So
dear.
Let's just
at least I learned something now.
Yeah, let's just drop. There's a few games, and as we talk and people come off this, you guys will know what games triggered me. And Resident Evil 6 is one of my trigger games.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
No, it's okay. You didn't know. I'm kind of joking, to be honest, but I really do hate Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, I have a lot of battle scars from that game.
Okay, what was it? We're gonna talk about it real quick. Okay, so what was your like least favorite part? What is the part that made you like just say screw this game most?
Everything.
For me, Chris Redfield. The Chris Redfield segment, I'm like, this can't be. I'm like, who greenlit this? Who said that this was okay? Like, for them to put this garbage on my, in my Xbox, like, it's absolutely horrible.
They were actually pretty neutral overall, but I agree. I think they ended up with a game that didn't really know which audience they wanted to please.
I fell off the track. So
Alright, let's switch topics. If that game is really a sore spot for a lot of people, then we'll drop it.
It's a sore spot for everyone, including Capcom. Nobody likes that game. People who say that they like that game, you're crazy. Resident Evil 6 is a horrible game. Like, it's a horrible game. It's a very bad, horrible, really stupid game that was made by idiots. I'm sorry.
For trying to change things up a little bit with 7.
Oh god, I fell off again. Yeah, I don't blame them. I mean, I'll take Resident Evil 7 over Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil. Whoa, getting ahead of myself there. Resident Evil 7 over Resident Evil 6 any day. Like,
Although, of course, the classic Resident Evil titles are absolutely fantastic. The first one on the GameCube, man, that was so breathtaking. I remember being so blown away by it.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 is actually my favorite Resident Evil game.
Resident Evil,
yes, that's a great one.
Resident Evil 4 is my favorite as well. Followed by, I mean, I guess I might get a little bit of hate for this, but Resident Evil 5 is my next favorite.
Oh no, that was actually a pretty good game too, in my opinion. I like that one.
So there's a lot of people that like they felt like that was the beginning where it started to decline. You know, like Resident Evil 5 was like one of the reasons why Resident Evil 6 turned out the way it is. So.
Fair enough, because I do think they were pushing the hard action adventure.
Exactly, and that's where it started. Well, I mean, its roots was Resident Evil 4, but like it really started to get, I guess, bad in Resident Evil 5. But Resident Evil 5 was still a good game, though. You know.
Yeah, well, I think the guy who originally created the Resident Evil series was kind of kicked out of Capcom after Resident Evil 4, wasn't he? Shinji Mikami?
Shinji Mikami. I don't know if he was kicked out. Yeah, I don't know if he was kicked out. I just think that I don't even know how I got third place in this. First of all, I was barely even looking at the screen half the time. I should have started a little sooner because I have to end the I have to end the live stream at 5:05 or something. Go pick up my daughter.
Wow. How well the Resident Evil engine can run on Switch. I'm looking forward to it. I'm psyched by it myself.
Yeah, you know what? And that's one that Obi called. So a lot of people were giving Obi hate, for that one, and he called it. So.
Yeah, I definitely am hopeful that we'll see Resident Evil 7, provided that it's not too late for it. But if not, the Resident Evil Remake 2, definitely, I would love to see that one.
If we see Resident Evil 7, there's got to be some exclusive content or some type of new thing that they put into it. I don't think Nintendo's going to allow such an old port on there without something in there. If you've noticed, any of the ports that they are getting all have something added, so...
You have a Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 port, from what I can see. That has HD Rumble, I think.
Well, there's no other version of that game. Like, that's the exclusive to the Switch. Both games packed into one, too, as well.
Oh,
so.
Right.
There's no Dragon Quest 1 and 2 bundle for like PS4, like games together.
Well, a good example of that would be Payday 2, I believe.
What was it?
I believe a good example of that would be Payday 2, because they say that's going to include all the features from previous games, and maybe I think they mentioned something like Switch exclusive
Yeah.
feature on it.
They'll probably have some type of controls, like you can use like the Joy-Cons or something like that for like aiming. Like they'll do something.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting to see. I mean, I remember when they released Resident Evil 2 for the N64 of all things. I mean, that was incredible how they did that.
Was that like a super like Resident Evil? What was it? You said Resident Evil
2, Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, it came out on the N64. It came out like years later though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It was a later port, but apparently there were some extra features added in there too to boost its appeal. It worked.
I didn't play Resident Evil on the N64.
Ironically, that was the first time I ever discovered discovered Resident Evil, period. Because back then I was a Nintendo-only gamer before I transitioned to being a gamer in general. And if I hadn't played that game on N64, I never would have learned about Resident Evil, period.
I was a Nintendo gamer as a kid, but I really wish that I had the money to buy a PlayStation. Because PlayStation had so many amazing RPGs that I never played because I just didn't have the money for them, like growing up. Like I really wish that I had the money for a play. That was a great time to be like a gamer was in the PlayStation era because there were so many great RPGs in that era.
Here's hoping that Switch can get a lot of great RPGs too. I mean, I'm psyched already by what I'm seeing. Project Octopath Traveler, that looks absolutely cool.
I'm looking forward to that game. Like, I'm really looking forward to that game.
And Xenoblade 2, that should be absolutely awesome.
Of course. Xenoblade is like, that's going to be like, yeah, that's gonna be my game, man. Nintendo Ultra's gonna be up for like 10 days, 10 days straight playing that game. This dude put like 400 hours into that game.
It's going to be a miracle if they can really get that game out in 2017. I mean,
I don't think it's going to be a miracle. They'll get it out. And I don't think it. Like I said,
I hope so. I'll be really impressed if they really do.
The Red Knight said something, and like I've talked about this before, but maybe I'll say it again. Red Knight thinks it's running on Unreal.
Well, that game is on Unreal Engine.
That's what Red Knight thinks that the game runs on some type of Unreal Engine 4. He thinks that it runs on Unreal Engine 4. Well,
I guess we'll soon find out. Come E3 or something. I don't know when they plan.
We might not find out at all. We still don't know what engine technically Zelda runs on. We won't find out what engine Mario Kart runs on. Nintendo never says what engines they use for anything. For the most part,
very hush hush about those things.
Oh yeah, they don't say anything.
They're much more open about that.
They don't say anything about the engines that they use for their games and stuff. So we might not find out, but Red Knight thinks that it runs on an Unreal Engine. So
I just want a Paper Mario game like that's Door.
It's a good one and not another shady ripoff.
You want Paper Mario? You want Paper Mario Color Splash 2, Burrito?
No, God. Screw that game.
Because I thought it looked really terrible.
Yeah.
It's not. It's to be honest. Here's the thing. Is it a bad game?
Are you talking about Color Splash?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in its own right, in its own merit.
That's what I want to say. Not terrible, just underwhelming.
Yeah, in its own merit, like, if it didn't have anything to do with Paper Mario, it'd be good. But, like, since it has Paper Mario, it's not right.
Yeah, in its own right, it's a good game in its own right. Yeah. But as a Paper Mario game compared to what Paper Mario used to be, well, Thousand Year Door, to be particular.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And even Paper Mario on the N64, it's just not as good. But especially Thousand Year Door, it doesn't come close to Thousand Year Door, and that's the problem. Yeah. You're regressing. You're not getting better.
I really like Thousand Year Door a lot. That was a great game.
Yeah. So it's not getting better. That's the problem. Like Paper Mario Color Splash, it's regressing, and the thing about it, it's intentional. That's the worst part about it. It's like they're like, yeah, we know this is gonna suck, but we're still gonna do it. They know that nobody wants this game. And they still do it. That's the thing that I don't like. It's like. Why?
I think Nintendo did way too much regressing during the Wii U era and not a lot of progressing. Mm-hmm. It looks like they're doing a little bit of progressing this time around, which is good to see.
Well, I think it's already apparent. You look at Zelda. Everyone has their opinion, but this is my favorite Zelda of all time. And it's the best rated one since Ocarina of Time. So.
Oh yeah, Ocarina of Time is an absolute classic. You can't beat that. But I have a soft spot also for A Link to the Past. That was another great game too. Mm-hmm. I loved that one.
Yeah, Link to the Past. I think that's my brother's favorite Zelda game of all time. It's that or Ocarina of Time. One of those two.
Although, honestly, Zelda is a series whose game entries I've enjoyed pretty much unreservedly. I don't think I've ever played a Zelda game that I've hated.
I've never played a Zelda game that I've hated, but I've played Zelda games that I'm like, eh. Like, when I'm not, like, for instance, like Triforce Heroes or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't play that one. It didn't look that good to me.
The game's stupid. It's a stupid game.
It looked pretty dumb to me.
It's a really dumb game. I mean, it's really dumb, and they know it's dumb. Nintendo knows it's a dumb
I
game.
am not from radio host. I'm just an ordinary kid who just happens to, well,
Somebody called you a radio host?
somebody on here said, Mujiwara Link, is this guy from radio host? Or is this guy Scott Miller from South Park? No and no. I'm sorry.
Scott Miller.
That about me.
That's funny.
Well, you kind of
Wrong
do
with
have
that guy's voice?
well, you kind of do have the voice for a radio host.
With all the weird, all the weird buzz sounds and things that they do, like to get people's attention.
Yeah.
105.3 Bazoom KZ.
No, it's funny
All
you
that
should say
stupid
that.
stuff.
It's funny you should say that because when I was at college, I actually did do a radio show. I did a lot of talking about Japanese anime, and I dedicated some entire sessions to giving some behind-the-scenes facts about certain anime shows, such as Record of Lodos War and Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, and The Vision of Escaflowne. And
Did people actually watch that?
watch what?
Your show? Was it popular?
Yeah, I got a lot of listeners back then, and a lot of people were really complimenting me, and I was totally overwhelmed. I mean, I'm not the sort of person who likes to think highly of myself, but I was really quite surprised and flattered at how many people were responding.
Man,
I was so blown away.
I can respect you for that, because when I was in college, I wasn't thinking about anime. I was, but there was a lot of other things going on. There was a lot of other things going on, so I respect you for that, man.
What's wrong? You seem to be cutting out a lot on this end, Francis.
Am I?
I don't understand.
It's Discord's fault, because Discord's stupid.
Really that problematic?
I'm just going to blame Discord. Whenever something goes wrong, I'll usually blame someone else but myself.
OJ,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to ask you something.
What's up?
Where did you get the name OJ from? Because, I know that you had an old channel, it was Francis or whatever. Like, where did OJ come from?
It's basically like a football nickname that I got. I got that nickname because I wore the same number as O.J. Simpson. And he played in I live in California. He played at Cal. We both wore 32. So the people when I was in 8th grade, they gave me the nickname of OJ because they said that I ran like him. So yeah, that's how I got the nickname.
Oh, that's
Hey.
really interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a pretty basic thing, but it was funny because every single time, people don't, now it's not as big of a thing as it was, but back then, whenever I would tell someone my name is OJ, they'd give me this look, they give me I just called it the look, why would you name yourself that,
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I didn't really name myself that. That was just kind of the name that was given to me by everyone here, so
Wow,
yeah.
I didn't realize that's how it was.
Nobody was serious about it. It was just sometimes you got that eye, and then when I explained to them why my name's that, they're like, oh, okay. It's like...
So
because,
sort of tongue-in-cheek, so to speak?
Yeah, so exactly, yeah, sort of tongue-in-cheek, but, OJ obviously killed 2 people. And got away with it. I
I agree, a Xenoblade 2 demo would be absolutely awesome. It wouldn't be just great.
Especially, if you were alive back then or you knew what was going on with the trial, O.J. Simpson's pretty controversial, and especially back then. We're talking year 2000 here, so we're only about 4 years removed from the trial,
You who want to know who I am, I'm Turner John in the chat room. I'm a moderator too for Francis, but my real name is John Turner, and I've done a couple of podcasts with Francis. I think it was it 2 years ago? I forget when we did.
Just look up John Turner. Just type in John Turner in the name, and you'll see any podcast that I've done with him. It's been a year now, maybe. When was the last time you did?
when we started, but I remember how different things were, how the mood was very different. Well, for me as a gamer, and versus right now. Like right now, I feel a lot more hopeful for Switch than I ever would have thought possible. I feel
You just
I
gotta,
never
you just
realized
gotta, you gotta relax. It's okay.
Well, I kind of felt the same way because when I saw the 2017 January presentation or whatever live stream they had, I was kind of disappointed. But then I started to think like, oh, they're doing something different this time. You know, maybe not like that this time. And you know,
Say-
sure enough, turned out that
Yeah,
way.
I will say this for Mr. Kimishima. He's a very good businessman, but when it comes to him being a public speaker, I really don't think he should be the one to introduce this year's E3. I'm sorry to say.
Carl Duma R. Yo, shout outs. Thank you for the subscription, homie. Welcome to the village. Get this man a headband.
Reggie Fils-Aimé should be the E3 spokesman.
I think Bill Trinan should.
I think you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do a digital event, and it's gonna be Reggie. It's gonna be Reggie and
Yeah,
Bill.
I
Nah,
heard
Bill.
it needs to be Bowser. Come on.
Okay, yeah, we need Bowser, dude.
Funny actually if they had Bowser come up and do the digital event. Just imagine him, this big hulking turtle monster coming on stage and saying, "Listen up, dudes! This is what E3 is gonna be."
Okay. Well, I thought you guys were talking about Bowser, the guy that's Bowser that they hired.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought you guys were-
referring to the VP of.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
I didn't realize you meant that Bowser. I thought you meant Bowser as in
Well, how about Bowser dressed up as Bowser? There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly. You should come up with like a Bowser head. He should come up with a Bowser head and be like, "Huh, hey guys, how's it going?" And like take off the head and be like, "It's Bowser here, the VP of whatever." You know, like I think that would be pretty funny if you just kind of started out like that.
Either way, I'm hopeful that this digital event will at least be more interesting. I mean, all they had last year was Zelda Breath of the Wild, and, well, that was understandable because the game was absolutely worth it. But for goodness sake, do a better job at presenting the show than 2015. That show was a real
Well, I
disappointment.
mean, you kind of understand what happened with 2015, right? Like, obviously, Switch
Yeah, they
was
were
Switch.
giving up on-
Yeah, they gave up on Wii U. Switch was in full gear. Their developers had already shipped it over. That's why that show sucked. I mean, obviously
Yeah,
they're going to
well,
do better.
basically
They're going to do better than 2015.
for them to keep on going with it because third-party support was gone, the sales were still slow, Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros. Didn't really do anything. It was a complete train wreck by that time.
Exactly.
They better have Metroid.
They better have Metroid. Metroid better be there.
Prime 3.
Yeah, but I'm only hoping that this Metroid is good and not another lame spin-off like that Federation Force. I didn't go anywhere near that because I thought it looked really, really dumb.
I don't think they're going to do Federation Force again. I think it's time for like an actual Metroid. I don't think they're going to do that. Hey, Nintendo Ultra.
Yeah, isn't Retro Studios done with Metroid, or have they decided to go back on that?
There's nothing. We don't know. Retro
Yeah.
Studio, we don't know. We just don't know. Like, there's the rumors coming out. You know, Super Metal Dave.
Soft would probably do that one.
That's
I can
saying
see
that Retro Studios is working on that a Metroid game and a new IP.
Very interested to see what Retro Studios' new IP would be. Apparently, Emily Rogers said that it was really, really good, and if she was correct about a lot of things about the Switch, I'm willing to trust her word for it.
I'm
Oh.
excited about the Mario Rabbids RPG.
I'm okay, guys. I'm actually really excited about that. So, you know, I can drop some information now on that game now that it's already been revealed. So that
Just as long
game,
as you don't get your source for information in trouble.
I won't out my source. I'm just gonna repeat what they just said. Like, I can confirm what Kotaku said, or was it Kotaku? Yeah, what Kotaku said about the game is absolutely true. Like, they didn't show you any pictures, but I've seen the pictures that they have seen, because exactly what they said is exactly what I saw, you know? So they are absolutely right on the concepts. Now, it's weird, but when you see it yourself, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Like, you'll understand why it's the way it is, you know?
I
Like,
want to be blown away.
So it's like Ogre Battle and Fire Emblem meets Mario and Rabbids.
Now,
right?
I haven't seen to the point to where I can say anything like the actual battles, you know? I haven't seen that. I've just seen the concepts. I've seen the characters. I've seen like what they're holding, you know, like the weaponry. I've seen the costumes, you know, I've seen all of that, and I've seen like information on it, like a slide of information, like, okay, well, this is what we're trying to do. Like, that's why I said it's running on the Snowdrop engine, right? So it's running on the Snowdrop engine.
Right.
It's
Snowdrop engine. What engine does Ubisoft use that
the
engine for?
the Division and South Park. The
Oh,
Fractured
right,
Butthole.
the Division. Neither one of those two hit Wii U, and I don't think either one of them will hit Switch. Or will they? Who knows?
Maybe.
It's hard to
Well,
say.
Yeah, well, the Division came out before the Switch was even out, so, I mean, I think Division
I
came
don't
out
see
in
that happening.
2015, the Division came out? Yeah, I think that's a 2015 game. But yeah, the Fractured Butthole, that game's been delayed like 500 times already. And so, I mean, I don't think that's coming either, so... That game's
I
been
thought
delayed.
Final Fantasy 15 was delayed numerous times.
I'm exaggerating. It hasn't been delayed as much as Final Fantasy 15, but it's been delayed a number of times, so I don't think it's going to hit the Switch. They're already having problems as it is, just, you know, on the current consoles. So, yeah, so I don't think that's going to happen. But there is going to be that game, and the Snowdrop engine does run on the Switch, so potential, like, future games that use the Snowdrop engine. So, like, let's say Division 2, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying that it would happen, but, you know.
So with the rabbits, do you
We can't-
think, I was on a discussion with this on Reddit somewhere, do you think they'll release that in 17, or do you think they'll hold that off until 2018?
It's gonna the Rabbids game. Oh no, we're gonna get it like in like August or September. It's gonna be this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, either way,
I was just unsure because if they want to hold off like for another Mario game style, another style Mario game would be in 2017. I figure they want to space that out a little bit more.
Well, it's
right, because at the end we're getting Super Mario
but
Odyssey.
guys, Super Mario Odyssey. This game is a turn-based like Fire Emblem-ish style. I mean, that's what the design docs, you know, or kind of I wouldn't say design docs, but that's what kind of like the slides were saying, or what people see it as. It's a like almost like XCOM. Like think of like XCOM or Fire Emblem. Think of some type of weird hybrid between those type of games. That's what it's like. It's nothing like it's not a platform. Yeah, it's not a platformer, you know, or anything like that. Like it's nothing like that.
Yeah, no more platformers. I'm sorry,
I mean,
but I think those have got to go.
And you heard in the rumor from Kotaku, they said what type of game it was, like or like how you have like, you know, Mario, you have Luigi, you have Princess Peach and Yoshi, and then you have the Rabbids characters dressed up as them, and then
and Bowser too.
No, I didn't hear anything about Bowser, but he might be in the game.
Wait,
It'll
but
be very interesting to see how this pans out. I'm personally not as wowed about this, but that's mainly because I don't have any ill feelings toward it or any bad feelings. I'm kind of neutral. I'm like, wait and see.
Well, we haven't
But
seen anything on it, so that it makes sense. I've seen the game, so I think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be like super like AAA. Oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. But is it going to be an awesome game that's fun with full of humor, like that could maybe like bring back like maybe like Super Mario RPG memories, or just maybe carve its own path? Oh yeah, it's going to be a solid game. Like that's, I mean, some people are going to like it a lot, some people are probably not going to like it too much, but it's going to be a solid game because it's a safe genre. It's like they're doing a turn-based like strategy RPG. Like you really can't mess that up. I mean, they did an okay job on the, what was that launch title for the 3DS? It was like a Ghost Recon title.
Ghost Recon.
Yeah, there was a Ghost Recon title or something like that for the 3DS at launch. That was a strategy RPG, and that was a solid game, you know, and it was kind of bare bones, and that was solid, and that was Ubisoft's like with like a ghost team. All right, I got another communication error, but anyway.
So did I.
Anyway, guys, I gotta wrap this one up. I gotta go pick up my daughter. We will be back next, or sorry, we I can't talk. We will be back on Wednesday. Please make sure you check out the link in the description below. Support us on Patreon. Get in on the action. You can actually, it's free to everyone, but Patreon members will get the code for tournaments sooner. Patreon members can join us for voice chat. And there's other perks. We have a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild giveaway that's going down on May 31st. So really cool stuff. If you live in Europe, you can still support us as well. But you won't get the Breath of the Wild giveaway. What you'll do is if you win it, you'll get a $20 eShop gift card. So that can go towards any game that you want, of course. So thank you guys so much. Oh.
I probably will not be commenting on that one because I have other commitments that day. But if I happen to come back just before it's over, I'll do my best to join you guys, just letting you know.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So thank you to everyone who watched this live stream. I do appreciate it. And we are signing out. We'll see you guys Wednesday for the next live stream with PE Arena and, of course, PE Live. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for coming out.
Have a good
Bye.
night.